Hi guys. Oh, that's better. Lewted host here with another dank stream. I'm gonna try to hold it like this today. So, obviously I'm not streaming Shogun 2 again. I'm just streaming RuneScape right now. I'm gonna start off with RuneScape, move into Shogun 2. I also want to update you guys about my progress since yesterday. I did win a siege battle. I won one defensive siege battle. So that's 1 out of 10 battles that I have to win for on the defense. I still have to win like a bunch on the offense, but that's okay. I know how to win sieges. It's just that it's pretty hard. Sieges are like the toughest battles in any total war game, in my opinion, because you have to understand how sieges work. You almost always lose a lot of men anyway if you're attacking. Defending, it's kind of the opposite, but it really depends on how good you are at defending. I will show that replay, but I wanted to just talk a bit about Shogun 2 first. My study week special is coming up next week because obviously that's study week and I have no assignments, so I'm going to be doing that again. It will be on Shogun 2 this time because Attila's basically dead. And I like the previous two study week specials. I'll just be talking about like things that I found in the database. I also probably will look at a mod for Shogun 2. I used to have like a bunch, but because this is a new computer and the way that it works for Shogun 2 with mods is that they have to be downloaded, but they have to be on the same computer or they have to be moved over. I lost all my all of them, which was weird because I thought I still had them, but I didn't. So what happened was all of my mods got deleted, so I have to go look for some new mods, which I'll do right now. You should still be able to see this. I like to stop. I like to stop and just kill minor ancestors because what happens is while you're smithing, they tend to like go away pretty quickly. Like they might go away in like 2 or 3 minutes, and sometimes I don't see them, but I like to kill them in between because it just gets you higher respect, and then once you get 100 respect, you can get 50 bonus XP, which is what I want, so I can get to 99 quicker. I find it kind of insulting that I didn't get 99 smithing yet. I was supposed to have gotten it 4 months ago, but I didn't because I was too lazy. And now I'm just working towards it because I got 2 free weeks of membership thanks to Jagex. Anyway, I'm going to be looking for some mods that I can use, but I won't download them right away. I might just favorite them. So most mods nowadays, like when you look at Shogun 2 mods, they're pretty dank. I mean, they're okay, but they're not ones that I would use. Then again, I'm not much of a mod person. But yeah, just give me 1 second, guys. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Most Shogun 2 mods now don't really appeal to me. That's why I don't like using them. But if somebody watches the stream and then recommends one, like there are like the all-in-one mods, but I think you actually have to go online and download that. And then there are, of course, the cheat mods that I don't like. Um, yeah, I don't really like these mods. So for now, I'm not gonna download any. I just noticed that minor ancestor. I have 33k bonus XP left. The bonus XP really does help. I wouldn't have been like at this point had I started yesterday. Probably would still be at 500k. But back to Shogun 2, because of course I'm going to be streaming that in a few minutes. So much, I'm still learning. Well, like I'm not learning too much. Like it's more like reaffirming what I've known before as fact, not like something that happens in certain circumstances. For example, with what I was talking about yesterday with the cavalry breakthrough, like that still happens. I thought that they fixed that a long time ago, but they didn't, which means that cavalry spam still work. I mean, Shogun 2 came out in 2011, and then Fall of the Samurai came out in 2012. I think every year CA's had a Total War game come out, because Rome 2 came out in 2013, Attila came out in 2015, I think. Yeah, it was in February, if I remember correctly. Oh yes, now I know why. Because Rome 2 came out in 2013, but I think yes, actually I remember now. Emperor Edition came out in 2014. That's why we didn't get another Total War game until 2015. And then Warhammer obviously came out this year. So I'm hoping that this month or next month, the Creative Assembly gives us a teaser for the next Total War. I'm looking forward to a Chinese one to explore the history of China. But I'm just waiting patiently to see which one it will be. I mean, fantasy is great and all. Like, Warhammer is pretty nice. Like, the universe is nice, but I mean, like, when it comes to Total War, history is a pretty, like, it's obviously better. Just because it actually happened, so you can actually read up on it. Whereas with the Warhammer universe, you have to go with, like, the lore, and you have to go with, like, basically fantasy, like the empires. Uh, I don't know. I can't remember what the empire wrote down or whatever. Like with the beastmen, they have their own runes. Um, them boys, the orcs, the greenskins, whatever you want to call them, they have stuff. The vampire counts have their own stuff. Now, I've never really taken into consideration the Chaos Warriors, but I'm sure they have like their own tactics and stuff. Anyway, back to Shogun 2. I did get a few more replays. I actually have to change the names of one of them. So I'm hoping I can do that right now. I have uploaded like I've sent like a bunch of my replays to people that said they would probably stream them in the future. I'm still waiting for Lionheart and Surreal Beliefs to start streaming them because most of the time they'll like stream tournament players. I don't want to say like high end players or good like the best Total War players because some people that are in tournaments lose really quickly. I've seen it a lot of times. Um, like for example, when I lost against Invictus, I think the tournament before that he had lost to the Prussian Prince. He's a good player. He knows um, how the cavalry work, how the cavalry work in Rome too. But I've seen him lose really quickly in situations where I probably wouldn't have, but that's just me. Of course, I can't say that he did something wrong and then do the wrong thing myself. Like he was playing as Galatia, and I think he lost against the Prussian prince who was playing as the Swabians. It might have been somebody else though, so I have to go look it up again. The funny thing with Shogun 2 is that you don't have to actually go into the folder to name your replays if you forget to name them, unlike Empire and Napoleon, because of the autosave. I have to change this one to 4. And where is it? This one. I got 2 heroics in a row, but I said that one was there. So I'm going to show you guys replays that I got recently. I've been getting close calls. I actually got a decisive defeat again yesterday, but I blamed myself because I was a bit sloppy with my attack. And I'm still reading The Art of War, and it's kind of reaffirming things that I've known since I've been playing Total War, like since Napoleon. But it's always good to reaffirm it so that it becomes more true to you. The same thing goes with everything in life. I think, though, I think Shogun 2 makes people more defensive than offensive initially because Shogun 2 emphasizes like patience over recklessness. And I see this because I've noticed this a lot. Like even like when I was initially playing Shogun 2, you can get punished really badly um, if you're not paying a lot of attention or if you're trying to attack when you don't need to. It's very sad when you see people that could win lose. Like it's happened to me a lot of times, and I'm going to show you guys a loss that I got yesterday where I should have won, but because of certain things I didn't take into account, I lost, and my opponent was able to rally and beat me. I'm gonna get Shogun 2 started up so that I can switch to it uh, and not forget. Oh yeah, and I also have to do videos for Total War Attila. I can probably do that over the weekend if I don't forget. That's another ancestor bird just recently came off. It's always good to get like ancestors because if you don't like they in situations like this they are like 10 ingots towards your respect because for every 10,000 experience you get while smithing here, it becomes 1%. But if you kill 10 of these, it's also 1%. So it's always good to kill them if you see them. You don't have to, but I just recommend it. If you repair 4 pipes, that's also 1%.
Sega.
So I'm going to switch over to that after this. And we'll just go right into Shogun 2. Actually, let me see if I can fix this first. Because whenever I just start up Shogun 2, for some reason, it's windowed, but it's not properly windowed, so I can still see the top border when I shouldn't. Now, technically it should be borderless, but because it's not like DirectX 12, or I can't remember why it's not borderless, but you can't take it off without like not mods. You can't take it off without downloading something to do that. Yesterday I got a lot of stuff. I won twice. Wait. Oh yes, now I remember. After I streamed, I showed you guys the replay I got in the morning, but then I went back and played against another gold prestige. I beat him 2. I think that was the close call I got. I'm gonna get that replay soon, but I still have like a bunch to go over. So it's gonna be lagging a bit now, but it's not a big deal. I'm gonna switch over to Shogun 2. So there. So that's the battle I showed you guys yesterday. Then after that I got a few more. I also got another drop-in victory. This battle was pretty interesting because I was going up against the fall of the samurai army. But I used it was very by the book. So before I start the battle, I just want to go over what I had. I had 2 Yarya Shigeru, if I remember correctly. no, Yari Samurai, um, 3 Katana Samurai, 1 Yari Shigeru, 1 Naginata Warrior Monks, 1 Warrior Nuns. I like Warrior Nuns because of their stats are good, but if you get them matched up to Katana Samurai, they'll lose. They won't lose in single player, but they will in multiplayer because they have 5 less defense. So you do need Renyo's teachings and Way of the Iko Iki to make them great again. And then you can also use the Miyoshi Shrine to give them +2 attack. I also had 3 Yari Cav, and of course my melee general. My opponent with the Fall of the Samurai army had 2 Yari, 3 Yari Ki, 3 units of Black Bear infantry, 2 units of Tulsa riflemen. Black Bear infantry can shoot the most, but they also are really bad in melee, so they can't deal with cavalry as well as Red Bear infantry can. And yeah, I'm just gonna pause it here so I can get out of RuneScape. There. Okay, so yeah. These Tulsa, like, the Persian Prince stated this, and I actually agree with him because I've noticed it myself. Sharpshooters are really useless in open battles. Like, they're good for harassing, sure, but when the main fight starts, because these guys can't kneel, they become very useless, and they just lack the firepower that line infantry have. It's the same thing with, like, Warrior Nuns and Katana Samurai. Warrior Nuns are very dangerous, yes, but what happens is, because of their number, they just don't have, in multiplayer that is, they just don't have what it takes to defeat Katana Samurai. Warrior Nuns are a unit that don't get used properly. They are along the lines of Naginata Warrior Monks. The only difference is the fact that they portray like more of a flanking aspect. Warrior Monks are good in the center, but Warrior Nuns are pretty good on the flanks. And I say this because of the fact that Warrior Monks have more men. Warrior Nuns, I think, have the same movement speed. I have to check the files again. Because I know Warrior Monks move faster than Samurai. Naginata Samurai move the slowest, and then Yari Samurai move slightly faster than Katana Samurai. It's the same thing with, almost the same thing with Cav, where the Katana Samurai move obviously slower than the Yari Cav. Yari and Light Cav have the same speed. Fire Cav have the same speed as well, but they can also move faster, I think. I had a very weird setup. He set up right here, and his mistake was setting up right here in the first place because of this forest. See, what it allows me to do is I could just bring my units here and then hide them there. Oh yes, I also forgot to go over my retainers. I brought the Relentless Retainer, which allows your Warrior Monks and Nuns, it doesn't say that, but it also affects them, to move 10% faster, which is really useful for closing the distance with Naginatas, because Naginatas are pretty dangerous against line infantry as well. They don't kill the same. They don't kill at the same speed as Katana Samurai, but they're pretty close. Warrior Monks in particular. Naginata Samurais kill slightly slower, but they do fill the gap between sword and spear, so it's pretty nice. Now, what I didn't understand was why didn't he just use a unit of Tosa riflemen over here where it would be harder to flank through here. I mean, yes, if he had it over here, then chances are I wouldn't be able to fire. If he had it here, then I'd use cavalry, but he also had a unit of spear levy. So a lot of things I didn't understand. I think I messed up a few times. I mismicroed my katana samurai over here. I think, yeah, I put them here, and then I made a bunch of movements, and I must have microed them or something. I don't know what went wrong. I was microing somewhere else, and then I moved them over here, but I was supposed to be right here. For some reason they came out of the forest, and we're still walking. But by this point, he was able to see them. Yeah, I was moving the cavalry, that's what I was doing. And I saw it at the last second. And so I realized that was a pretty dangerous mistake on my part. I couldn't afford to make that mistake twice, so I was paying more attention onto the flanks. I decided to sacrifice this unit of Yari Samurai that could allow this unit to go in front. It's also rifleman pretty surprising. I decided to charge frontal because it gave me an opportunity to. And this unit couldn't fire if that happened. Now, I made a slight mistake here, but it didn't matter.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord!
So he's microing everywhere. My general's getting a lot of kills. I think I activated Banzai. No, I didn't. But I had a charge bonus of 40 anyway. Over here, Spear Levy are gonna die. I think this was my, yeah, Naginata Warrior Monk Cav. They're gonna survive for a while.
Our men are running from the battlefield! Shameful display!
I used War Cry to get rid of this unit. And it just dropped. His center basically collapsed. My Lone Sword of Shigeru did really well. The Tosa Rifleman got caught as well. And this is probably why he lost. He brought Tosa Rifleman on a map that they would not excel at.
My lord! A glorious victory will soon be yours!
It was a pretty good battle. I mean, my Yari Shigeru made it. My warrior nuns were behind them. Got 56 kills. No, I'm okay with that. 165 on the depleted Katana Samurai. Excuse me, 82 there. You can't complain too much. And then of course my warrior monks did a pretty good job as well. I think I got a Yari Samurai veteran from this battle. The next battle I fought was on Chubu Pass. I can't remember what units I brought. basically this guy was like a level 1, I think. He brought a bunch of Ashigaru. His general was up here. He brought a hero unit as well. Hero units are really good, but you have to know how to use them. Like, I could bring a katana hero and not feel bad about it, but I have to know how it works. Katana heroes are like very, very dangerous if you can get them in a situation where they're just fighting spears. If they just fight spears like Yari Shigeru, it's already been tested, but they can kill a lot. I think they can survive long enough that they can kill like tons of units, but I think eventually they'd lose. Sometimes hero units are not good though. So it's like, it really depends on how good you are with said units. So we did bring Boa Shigeru.
Our general is in grave danger, my
I noticed that his spears were not up here, so I used my general to charge right in. I activated Banzai. I ended up losing 3 men on that charge. Killed 53, but the biggest reason I did that was to stop them from firing. So obviously, Ashigaru, I used the Bad Omen and what is it called? Unbalanced Spears to devastating effect. I was able to chain route the Yari Shigeru because they didn't have the defense to stand. And I wasn't paying attention to this unit of, not that unit of Go Shigeru. This lone sort of Shigeru is going to come back. This unit of Boa Shigeru came back. He brought over these units, and I didn't see them because I was looking at his general. Yeah, I was pretty sure I routed them. So what ends up happening is he is able to get to the rear of this unit. This unit of Cav did get hit pretty hard. I didn't notice until like a while later. But yeah, they did well. The biggest problem with hero units is the fact that they have a lot of hit points. I think they have more 5 hit points each. I'm not 100% sure. But they do have a lot of hit points. These Benkei's blades should have routed already, but they didn't. It's because it's a hero unit. I mean, 18 attack, 12 defense is pretty dangerous against a unit that has 18 attack and 4 defense.
My lord! A glorious victory will soon be yours!
Yeah, that was pretty close. I haven't used heroes myself in a while, so after that battle I might end up using heroes again. The biggest reason why I didn't use heroes is because I had veterans that could do the job as well. This battle, I had a unit of Yari Shigeru, warrior nuns. This unit I was trying to get, this unit was my first warrior nun vet, so I wanted to get it, like, increase its melee attack and then melee defense, not worrying about morale or anything. So I brought Katana Samurai, Lone Sword Shigeru, Yari Shigeru, the general. He brought Light Cav, 4 Light Cav, his general. And then he also had a bunch of Shigeru. I didn't use Bad Omen this time, and I don't think I used Unbalanced Spears either. Yeah, I didn't, because I was using Renyo's teachings, that's why. I used Renyo's teachings in Way of the Ikawiki to boost my Lone Sword Shigeru and Yari Shigeru and Warrior Nuns. So 3 of the 4 units were affected. And one of the reasons why I wanted to show this battle is because it also really like debunks the entire cavalry pull-through tactic. Because had my Yari Shigeru been in Spear Wall, they wouldn't have been able to pull through without losing a lot of men. In this situation, he didn't do it anyway. But I just thought it was a good thing to mention. My general Banzai's into this blob right here. I forgot that this was a unit of Yari Shigeru. My warrior nuns are here supporting the fight. Obviously, they're going to be able to kill the cavalry too. The Yari Shigeru did most of the work though, so I was more happy about that. Over here, the Lone Sword Shigeru are gonna get rid of these units. And then by this point, it was just a huge rout. I don't even think I got to kill the general. This unit ended up routing as well. And then by the time I was trying to focus on my Lone Sword Shigeru getting veterancy, or even my warrior nuns, they didn't get that many kills either. It was already too late.
My lord, their general has fallen! A cutting blow!
Yeah. It was a very quick rout. Nothing too serious. He misplayed it. He misused his cavalry for sure. People used to do that in the beginning of Shogun 2. They used to throw their cavalry against Yari Shigeru frontally. That didn't work because of Yari Wall. Most of the times you'll just want to hit them in the rear, but most cavalry units you don't want to have them in prolonged fights. In this battle, it was another Shigeru army. This time I did use Unbalanced Spears, but I didn't use Bad Omen. I also didn't use Renyo's teachings. I was using something else. I just can't remember what it was. I don't know why these Yari Shigeru. Oh wait, I know why. They have Way of the. I was using Way of the Ikawiki. That's why they have 2 defense. I had Yari Samurai behind them. I don't know why I prefer the Yari Samurai. Oh yeah, I know why. I don't have access to Naginatas yet. The only Naginatas I have access to are my veterans. So over here he had a unit of mounted Naginata. I had a unit of light cav. I also had a unit of light cav over here. I hid them on purpose. I'm gonna end up moving them up to here. I don't know when. But basically my tactic was straightforward. I used Way of the Ikiwiki to allow my Yari Shigeru better melee defense. They don't need to... Yari Shigeru never need to have a lot of killing power. Most of the times when I use Yari Shigeru, it's so that they can push back, and then I can use units like Katana Samurai for my killing power. Or if I have superior cavalry, I can just use hammer and anvil tactics. So he starts off firing at this unit of Katana Samurai. He got no kills. But he also makes another mistake, which actually cost him the battle. He sends them in just like this. I got 50 kills. And if you know how the blood bonus works, you have to kill like, I think 7% of a unit in the first 3 or 5 seconds to get the blood bonus. I think it's +3 morale. So he did make the mistake here. He sent his Boulder Shigeru into melee, which you should never do. But he did that anyway. I used my Yari Shigeru to push up. I used this unit of Yari Samurai to deter this unit of Mounted Naginata. He sees this unit of light cavalry coming. He's not microing this unit of light cav, so they get caught by Yari Samurai. I use this unit of light cav to go into the rear. I was actually going for the general at first, but then he ran with the general. I was still pushing up with my Yari Shigeru. And he ended up leaving before I could finish the battle. But it was a pretty quick, by the book, in my opinion. Maybe not so much by the book, but it was pretty obvious why he lost. Relying on Yari Shigeru for killing power is such a bad idea. Yari Shigeru excel defensively, but they can't kill that much. They can kill cavalry quickly, but they also can die fairly well to cavalry. Especially like the Katana Hero. Katana Cavalry, if they get a rear hit into Yari Shigeru, the Yari Shigeru will just take so many losses. So in this battle, I was going up against a Fall of the Samurai army. I had a unit of Daikyu Samurai, a unit that I don't bring too much anymore. So I just thought, why not bring them now? And these guys were cost effective in the end, and I'll show you guys how. So he starts off with shooting my Yari Samurai at range. I had this unit of Katana Samurai in the forest. I accidentally brought them back out here because I had set them up in my army. I'm setting up myself to fight this over here. And this battle was a key example of what happens when you out-micro your opponent. So I start off aggressively on the flanks. He makes a mistake right here, and he doesn't correct it in time because he's paying attention over here. He's also paying attention to here. My Daikyu Samurai are firing. He's out of range for the most part. Right here, I'm able to get into both units of line infantry so they can't fire. He's not paying attention, he's paying more attention over here. I use my unit of cav to try to get over there, but I don't think that worked. I routed this side. This unit was losing a lot of men. I'm still pursuing the general. My unit of Daikyu Samurai are still shooting at this unit. He's moving up. However, I don't have to worry about my Daikyu Samurai anymore. They've already been cost effective. So I'm focusing on the flanks. Because this is always, like, they always recommend to focus on the flanks when you're using a traditional army. Doesn't matter if it's, doesn't matter if it's a Shogun 2 army or not. This unit of Naginata Warrior Monk Cav was able to get into the flank and just wreak havoc. And then by this point his Cav over here got caught. This unit of Saber Cav didn't even get a charge. And yeah, by this point it was over. The Daikyu Samurai got a lot of kills. Were definitely cost effective. And I didn't even have to micro them that much. Most of my micro was on my melee units getting in. And by this point it was over. I used War Cry on both sides.
Our men are running from the battlefield! Shameful display!
And that's the difference between Shogun 2 and Fall of the Samurai when it comes to traditional armies. You can't use War Cry. I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but there are no units with War Cry. Shogutai do not have Banzai either.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord!
I had a unit of Saber Cav, I forgot to mention that. It has 26 attack and 6 defense. I had the melee dojo, so it actually has 24 attack. So yeah, another quick battle, and I was pretty happy with the outcome. Now to the recorded loss. This one I was playing as a Fall of the Samurai army. I haven't used a modern army in a while, so I just decided to do that. I used a modern army to see if my tactics were up to date, and I think it's safe to say that they are. However, I made a serious mistake that I'm going to show you guys. So, I have 2 veteran line infantry units. One on this flank, Idaho Company. One on this flank, Tosa Hunters. This was my very first veteran unit in Fall of the Samurai, so I didn't know what to name it at the time. But because it was a Red Bearer unit, I just called it the Tosa Hunters. So, right off the bat, I noticed that he has, I think, 2 elite units. The Shogunate Guard Infantry and the lazy Shogunate Guard Infantry. That unit's actually depleted, but it doesn't matter. Over here, I almost caught his bow key. I did get like 1 unit. I had a unit of Shogutai right here. Non-vet. Still good. It's funny because Shogutai and Warrior Nuns almost have the same stats, but Shogutai have double the units. So now here's where my problem started. This hill, I knew it was going to be a problem to begin with, and he probably didn't even notice this, but shot blockers were everywhere, where he had an advantage over me, but I couldn't see it until it was too late. So I set up my I set up my line infantry so that if his Yariki or whatever, no, this was a revolver cav. Now I remember. This was the Yariki. It was also depleted. I had it set up so that if he wanted to chase me, he would have to come and get fired at. My Shogutai were over here. My Shogutai got fired at, lost 15 men initially. His Yariki instantly ran into problems. Now here I was trying to capitalize by pushing up, but he pushed back this unit of line infantry for obvious reasons. So I was still able to fire on this unit. I was able to get into the back of this unit, but then he starts to fire into it. By this point I started microing all over, trying to capitalize on the situation. However, this was the very first one. I didn't notice that this unit couldn't fire. This unit and this unit could fire on this unit, but this unit couldn't fire back because of the hill. Now I was microing over here. I noticed this unit of Yariki. I didn't really care too much about it. This unit also had its line of sight box, so it was just problem after problem. As you can see, I was doing a really good job routing these units. The Shogutai were wasted in my opinion, but they did serve a very valuable purpose. These units could not fire, and that's why I lost. See, I put this unit right in front to see if they would fire, but they didn't. And so everything just went wrong after that. And yeah, I ended up losing that because of shot blocks. Something that would not have happened had I used my traditional army. So after that battle, I ended up going back to Shogun 2, I think. Because I didn't use that modern army again. I was going to use a traditional army today and see if I could win with that in Fall of the Samurai. This guy was gold prestige. I think he was a level 8. I haven't seen the purple or amethyst prestiges in a while. So I brought my 2 warrior bonk vets. This unit actually had 22 defense because of the fact that I upgraded its defense a lot. I did that mainly to defend it from cavalry. Most of the times cavalry go for your rear and they get a bonus of 25. If it's a Yari cav, then what happens is the Yari cav will lose. Sometimes katana cav, like, they can charge in and out and then get a lot of kills. Yariki, it's not the same. They can get a lot of kills, but when they try to pull out, sometimes they lose a lot of men. I'm just gonna fast forward this a bit. I brought my unit of Long Yari Shigeru. Long Yari Shigeru serve the same purpose as Yari Shigeru, except they are better against cav and they can poke at a farther range, as you can see. I use Renyo's teachings and Way of the Ikowiki to give these guys more 5 melee defense. It also helped the Lone Sword of Shigeru, so I wasn't too upset about that. Now, when I heard that sound, which is the sound of a unit charging, I had a feeling that he was going to charge with his general. Because this was a melee general. And yeah, he would have went right into my Yari Shiguru. He was still going for the units. He did make the mistake of going into it, because he only got 6 kills or so. Now he was trying to draw out my units. I ended up making a mistake. Not right here, because I didn't lose any of the warrior monks. I lost 10 of these guys. He made the mistake of advancing. I ended up misusing that mistake.
Hidden units, my lord! Treacherously meant to ambush us!
Now, I saw this unit of Katana Samurai. I thought it was Vet, but now that I look at it, it wasn't.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord!
I sent my Naginata warrior monks in first. I made a slight mistake right here, sending in my warrior monks into this matchlock unit. I should have sent I shouldn't have done that. I should have sent my lone sort of Shiguru back. There were a lot of things I did wrong. But this unit was pretty good. 22 defense actually worked out really well. As you can see, it's hard to kill them, which is what I wanted.
Our men are running from the battlefield!
Now this is when I brought in my
Shame for
cav, because
display!
I saw this unit of Yari Samurai, and I was thinking to myself that he's going to try to flank me. So before I can do that, I have to bring his attention away. I got his general right here.
My lord, their general has fallen! A cutting blow!
And I was actually about to lose had I not done that, because it ended up causing a chain rout, whereas Naginata Samurai, who were doing really well, routed, and then it allowed my cavalry to mop up against this unit of Yari Samurai, who had 18 defense, which I thought was a whopper.
My lord! A glorious victory will soon be yours!
So my warrior monks did their job, did really well. I actually was surprised that I won myself, because like I said, that unit of Naginata Samurai had a lot of defense. And so now we're going to go into the drop-in battle. My opponent was playing a Chosokabe campaign. As you can see, that's the Chosokabe Daimyo. On a side note, I wish somebody had told me this when I just got Fall of the Samurai. Shogutai is much better than Katana Akachi in a lot of things. Shogutai are hard to rout, even if they don't have Banzai. There are circumstances where they can rout. Shogutai are basically like Naginata warrior monks, where if you get them in combat, they're hard to break. They have to be like severely outnumbered, like not severely outnumbered, like maybe 2 to 1, 3 to 1 situations where samurai are fighting them. So I'm just gonna fast forward this. I'll get more into that later. Basically, my opponent was actually waiting for me to attack, so I just made a bunch of maneuvers signaling that I was going to attack him. We ended up coming like over here, and that's where we fought. His general tries to go for my bow Shigeru because I moved it up, but I also moved my Yari Cav here as well, which he could see. So I start to fire on his units of Boa Shigeru.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord!
Yari Cav into a general's unit is very dangerous. I routed this unit of Yari Shigeru, focused on this unit of Yari Samurai, which I'd seen go before to support the general. I just kept the Yari key in there for as long as I could because I knew that killing the general was top priority. I think he was a bit too late. He was actually walking with this
My
unit
lord,
of Yari Samurai.
their general has fallen! A cutting blow!
Yeah, and he lost his daimyo. So I was able to get a unit of Yari Shigeru here. I was able to push back the cavalry. This unit of Yari Samurai also got pushed back, obviously.
My lord, a glorious victory will soon be yours!
And that was pretty much it. So that was 3 heroic victories in one day. This victory actually gave me 420 experience, which was pretty nice. I think it's because it doesn't really take into consideration your multiplayer standing, and it's like it was as if you were like a level 0. And then, of course, last and unfortunately not least, the victory that I got against the guy in the siege battle. This was hard. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it or whatever, because not only was I outnumbered, but he played the he got me. He almost got me, but then he made some mistakes. I got his general routed. I didn't kill him, and without his general, his Shigeru lost heart. So I'm going to fast forward it. He played the Monomi Spy, which opens the siege gates. Very useful for the attacker. It makes the battle run a lot smoother. He brought a lot of Shigeru. I wasn't expecting it, but I kind of anticipated a few Shigeru. When I saw this many bow units, and then of course the fact that some of them were like veterans, like I'm just gonna see this unit was a vet, 45, 50, and I think he brought this many because he was using Trading Post and Inspiring Orator, which together give you minus 14 cost for Shigeru. This unit didn't have the morale or melee stats, and I knew this, which is why I knew I had to engage in melee. 45 reloading, 50 accuracy, 48 ammunition.
Tower, my lord.
So they could have fired for a long time. He also had a unit of Bolt Warrior Monks, 75 reload, 70 accuracy. I had to do like a bunch of maneuvers. And I've seen people do this a lot, like they tend to go for bow generals. Bow generals are good, yes, but I don't know if I consider them to be the best choice. But that's just my opinion. So I'm going to fast forward it here. A lot of things happened. He was actually skirmishing with my one unit of bow samurai, who had 30 reload because of the fact that he used
Our tower has fallen to their fire.
he used the cold snap retainer, which gives you minus 10 reload. He didn't have any Kisho Ninja, which I thought was pretty interesting. In situations like this is where bow units really excel, where they know you can't fight back. Because bow units are only bad if you can actually get to them and deny them opportunities to fire. In a situation like this, I didn't have enough bow units to fight back. I mean, the guy also had bow warrior monks. He was taking it very slowly. He was very patient with the way he was attacking. But I think he could have been a bit better. Like, he was given opportunity after opportunity to actually surround me. Instead, he attacked one way. So he's slowly moving his units up. I can't fire back because he has too many bow units. Excuse me. Right here he made a slight mistake. I noticed it. I was going to use my matchlocks to fire at them, but then I realized that friendly fire would not be the best course of action. He lost quite a number of light cav. I didn't chase after it because I was more concerned with these bow units. So my main goal was to go after these bow units, but he decided to climb the walls, which was probably
Our general is in grave danger, my lord.
the better thing to do. He's trying to snipe my general. I ended up getting to this unit of Boa Shigeru. He starts focusing on my bow samurai. Somehow this unit was still firing at me even though they were able to climb the wall. Yeah, I was able to chase off the general that way. I was able to shoot some shots into this unit of Boa Shigeru. When you're under small arms fire, that's -1 morale. When you're under artillery fire, that's -1 morale. They do combo into each other. Now here is where he made the mistake. He ended up letting me get to his general for whatever reason. I didn't go after this unit of Boa Shigeru because he started to climb the wall, but I still went for the general. He wasn't paying attention. My unit of Bow Samurai by this point took a lot of fire. I should have got his general, but it was because the AI. It's because I moved it back like this. If I didn't, I would have probably got him. So I'm basically fighting these 3 units. The Naginata attendants did okay, but they routed. And then of course, they ended up chain routing. Naginata attendants, if I'm correct. Come on. Yeah, they're not immune to morale shocks. So this unit of Katana Samurai got away. Now when I started to see like units like this, I think he's gonna like try to mass his charge. He only had like 7 minutes to win.
Our entire unit has perished, my lord!
Yeah, so he got all my Yari Samurai. That's when I saw what I thought was like a major frontal attack. So what I'm going to end up doing is bringing this unit of Yari Shigeru, try to stop these Boa Shigeru from firing. Now the funny thing is that he didn't climb the walls, because if he did, this unit of Katana Samurai would have to come in, which I did that. And I didn't even have this unit of Portuguese Turcos on the walls. Not until like a bit later. I think I started microing it so that it would go there. But he was amazingly slow to actually start climbing the walls. So by the time he starts climbing the wall, it's too late because they start firing. And they obviously get a lot of kills because of their accuracy. Now this unit of Katana Samurai and Yari Shigeru are going to come back up here. As you can see, without the general, these units are in a very dangerous position. I'm going to bring up my warrior nuns again. They have 23 attack and 11 defense.
The enemy have taken the tower! Our men are running from the battlefield! Shameful display!
Then I got my general in here. This unit of Shigeru was able to come in from behind, although exhausted. And then by this point, I think he knew it was obvious that he lost. I was able to rout all of these units with just my general, which was pretty surprising. And then all I had to do was just reposition my Katana Samurai here so that they just come through the Katana Samurai. And then I used my general to smash into the back of this bow warrior monk unit. We got 125 kills, and that was pretty much it. So I was pretty happy with that battle. I don't think it could have gone any better, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So anyway, those are the battles I got after the stream yesterday. I'm going to try to get a traditional Fall of the Samurai victory. I still have to win sieges, so if I can, I'll do that as well. I haven't prestige with this general yet. So, I never said this before, but my Fall of the Samurai general is more geared toward command. Rally's been very important. When you use rally, you get a morale bonus. I wanted to use reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is very useful. It's like Shinobi Informer. It's useful when you want to know where your opponent's going to be. So my next point is actually going to go into scouting, then reconnaissance, then double time infantry. However, when I prestige, I'm just going to be focused on Bushido. It's a shame though, because bombardment, you have to max out in command. Anyway, let's get it. First things first, retainers. The retainers I have right now are fine, but there's always better retainers. Monomi Spy, obviously Kisho Ninja. Sticky Fingered Sword Master is usually useless. Yari Master is useless when you're going up against a modern army. It does have its uses when you're using Yari Kachi against Katana Kachi. But besides that, no. Same thing with unbalanced spears. They have to have like spear levy for this to work. Or Yari Kachi. They just have to have spirit units in general. I don't have von Clausewitz on war. This would have been a good one too. Yumi Officer was the one I wanted. This moldy feedstocks is pretty useful. They say that it's on the multiplayer map, but I have every map except the ones that give ships, and this one. So let's try to get a battle going. You have to remember though, like I said, follow the samurai traditional armies do have a hard time against modern armies. They also don't have the options that Shogun 2 armies would have, like Warcry, Naginatas. There are no Naginatas in Follow the Samurai. It's either spear, sword, or gun. And then gun obviously is like revolver, carbine, and musket. Okay, we got somebody. This looks like it's a drop-in. It is a drop-in. It's 2 armies against the enemy alliance. So I get to actually stream a drop-in. That's pretty cool. The last time I did that was in Napoleon, and that was like that was last year. So we have 2 armies. The person we're going up against is doing a Shimazu campaign. We have to attack. Okay, what do I get? He's attacking the Ito. Okay. I have Yari Shigeru. Okay, I can work with that. Those. Not the best setup, but it's okay. It's not the best setup, but it's not the worst one either. So we're just gonna be right here. I'm gonna stop there. Make my men replenish themselves. Does he have Katana Samurai? Yari Samurai, Yari Shigeru, Yari Shigeru. So this battle is winnable, but he has to come to me. I hope he knows that you can't hide generals. I know what he's doing, but...
Our general is in grave danger, my lord!
Let's go for the boat. Now he shouldn't be this careless with his general, because even though this unit's going to be outnumbered,
My lord, their general has fallen! A cutting blow!
still fire on that unit, please. Now fire on the general.
My lord, their general has fallen! A cutting blow! My lord, a glorious victory will soon be yours!
Another one. I'll take the first one. It's a shame. Most of these retainers are useless for me. This one would be useful, but I can't get it. Alright, well, let's try to get an actual battle. Because I might have to go into naval battles. Come on. Oh, I don't have that region, that's why. I have this one, so I can go there. I have to capture here first. I'm not a big fan of Fall of the Samurai naval battles because a flaming shot just massacres wooden ships. Or did I say explosion? Explosive shells. Okay, this is an actual battle. This guy I played against yesterday. I even showed you guys the replay. I'm not going to use my modern army. This was the guy I beat using the Daikyu Samurai. Do I have anything that would be better? Tokay Valley. Nothing that I can think of would be better in a situation like this. I was able to catch him off guard and quickly rout him because I out-microed him. This time, however, I don't think I'll be able to do that without hiding like a unit of cav and then tricking him into, or baiting him into chasing it or whatever. What game is this? This is Shogun 2. I'm playing Shogun 2 and Fall of the Samurai because I have both. I don't know if I changed the title. I probably didn't. There are more shot blocks. This hill is gonna be my best friend.
We stand ready.
ready, sir.
Yari at the ready. Go, Kachi.
Atamado. Yariki. Spears at the ready. General Waka, ready.
He brought 4 Tulsa Riflemen. Oh wait, no, this was the guy that brought Tulsa Riflemen, but didn't move him. I'm assuming he has more than Tulsa Riflemen.
Bows at the ready.
It's hard to hide any units here. I'd have to take the high ground for myself.
Yari, Kachi.
Sweep them from the field. Take you, Katsujukai.
After your beast.
Shogun reporting, sir. Ready, sir. Stand ready.
Why do you keep on messing me up like this?
At the double. Run forward, my lord. Shogitai reporting. Shogitai ready.
We
sir.
stand
Them
ready.
case still.
Shogitai reporting, sir.
Yari, Kachi.
Sweep them from the field. Yari at the ready.
Sweep them from the field.
Here, at the ready. Whoa, Kachi!
I just have to be extremely careful.
Ready for orders.
Generals, go.
Spears ready, sir.
Immediately.
My orders, Lord. My orders, Lord.
Go, Kachi!
Hmm. Is there any shot blockers on this side?
At the double. At the double.
Our enemy has
Yeah, right here.
At the double. At the double.
We stand ready.
Let's sweep them from the field. Yari, Kachi.
Yari,
At
Kachi!
the double. Spears at the ready. At the double. Shogitai reporting,
At
sir.
the double.
Ready to lose!
Moving forward. Yariki! At the double.
Yariki!
Moving
Yes,
out.
ready, sir. Double. Moving forward, my lord.
Spears at the ready. At the double.
Spears at the ready!
Shogitai ready.
The enemy has uncovered the hidden units!
At the double. Yari, at the ready.
Roll sword.
Let them taste our steel!
Ready to
At
attack.
the double. At the double. At the double. At the double.
Attack! Now! Attack! Move, Kachi!
Attack. Moving forward, my lord.
Double move! At the double! Let them taste
We
our
stand
steel!
ready.
Sweep them from the field. Engage the enemy.
A unit is running from the battlefield, sir!
Who's at the ready? Get up and go! At the double attack!
is under attack.
How do you even get this unit on second?
You have triumphed over the enemy.
So that's another one for me. And really, this unit only got 2 kills. I'll take it. He shouldn't have brought Tulsa Rifle. Why does he keep on relying on Tulsa Rifleman for his killing power? He needs actual line infantry. If he keeps on doing that, then he has no reason to win. He's relying on units that don't have the firepower. Unfortunately, my veteran Shogutai didn't really do anything. I don't think they took any casualties either. Actually, let me stop real quick. So this unit obviously routed. This unit didn't get touched. I haven't even used any of the attributes yet. Chances are I'm just going to use it on melee attack and speed, but I'm not 100% sure yet. This unit is close to getting another Shogun. I'm going to use it the next one on reload. 120 kills is pretty good for a bow unit. I'm going to try to win with the modern army again. Actually, I wonder if I can get a naval battle. I haven't played a naval battles in a while, especially the Fall of the Samurai ones. I know what works and what doesn't, but still. I wish I was as good at naval battles as I was in land battles. I know the principles and I know like really good tactics, but it's just executing them that's the problem. I wonder, this is a land battle, so it's gonna be the choke point. I know this one. I've never used carbine cav. I'm gonna bring my Shogutai again. Oh, I want to bring carbines, that's right. This is gonna backfire. This is gonna backfire, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it because I like to try things. This map is very interesting. I think sharpshooters would have been a good choice. Bow units are definitely good on this map against guns, but I'm gonna give this a try and hope it works. I rarely, if ever, use carbine cav. I think I lost against this guy before. -1 morale, that's gonna hurt.
Ready to serve, sir.
Red Bear Infantry.
White Bear Infantry.
We are the Emperor's servants. Ready to serve,
We are the
sir.
Emperor's
For the
servants.
Emperor. Red Bear,
Command
fighting
the
White
Riders.
Bears.
Command the White Bears awaiting orders. Shogun reporting, sir. Standing ready, sir.
Hatamoto. Carbines ready, sir.
Oh, carbine cav don't get the melee attack bonus. Yeah, that's right, that's a melee cav, not all cav. Whatever, it's okay.
Carbines loaded and ready, sir.
Carbines reload pretty quickly anyway. Revolvers are quicker, but still.
General and guard. Battle group
Yeah.
ready.
That's fine.
Battle group ready.
The goal is to be flexible. Sharpshooters probably would be useful, like I said. Well, actually, I didn't say that. I said bow units would have been good.
Order.
So he is going.
Sweep at the wing. Sweep them from the field.
That's the double! Let them taste steel!
White Bear Infantry.
I know.
White Bears awaiting orders.
At the double! For the
Let
Emperor!
them taste steel.
Shogun
Let
ready,
them
sir.
taste steel. Immediately. Carbines ready, sir.
At full and noble roll. Sweep them from the field.
Ready to serve, sir. We are the Emperor's servants.
At the double!
White Bear Infantry.
Sweep them from the field. Ready for orders. Let them taste steel.
Red Bear
Sweep them
Infantry.
from the field. Command the White Bears.
Command the White Bears.
White Bears ready. Let them sweep them from the field. Charge. Let them taste our steel.
Ready to double.
serve, sir.
At the double! At the double! At the double!
General Guard.
Red Bear Infantry. White Bear Infantry.
At the double. At the double.
Ready to serve, sir. At the double.
Carbines loaded
At the
and
double.
ready, sir!
At the
My orders,
At
Lord!
the devil! At the devil! At the devil! At the devil!
Yeah, I'm lagging pretty bad too.
At the double! At the double! At the double!
It's not me, I know that much, but
For
Jeez.
From the field!
Standing ready, sir. Let them take the field. Prepare infantry.
At the double!
Sweep them from the field. At the double.
Carbines ready, sir!
At the double. Carbine loaded and ready, sir.
Jeez, man. You should not be playing Shogun 2 if your lag is this bad. And it counts as a win for me anyway. But yeah. Hey, Dimas, how are you? Oh wait, no, you asked me how I am doing. I'm good. I'm good. Streaming Shogun 2, I think I didn't change the title, so I have to do that when I'm done. That was a shame though. I was hoping that I could play a battle where I used carbine cav. I didn't really lose anything, so I'm not upset. Okay, I did do reload, suppressive fire. Next two are going to be accuracy and then reload again. Speed, melee attack, morale. I have to focus on melee attack again. One melee attack, then two melee attack, and then melee defense. That should be when this unit's at level 8. I have a lot of units that I don't even use. This revolver cab I've never used ever since I got it. Stats are pretty bad too. These Tulsa riflemen I haven't used in a while. They have good reload anyway. I think they cap out at 75. Anything higher than that you won't see any differences. Sharpshooters it's a bit different. I think it's around 55 that they cap out. And that's what I like about like melee units like Katana Kachi. I don't think the database says that they cap out at any point. So you can use these guys and upgrade them as many times as you'd like. Let's try to get another battle. After this, I'm going to stop streaming. What time is it? Oops, there was a space there. Oh wait, no. Moobot's not there. I have to go get him back. Another drop-in battle. This is gonna be fun. 2 drop-in battles in one stream. Yamauchi. Bataille de Matsuyama. This guy's French. This is a Fall of the Samurai battle, if I'm correct, because the Yamachi are... I can't remember. Yamachi, I think, are Tosa. I can't remember. I'm 100% sure this is a Fall of the Samurai battle, though. But let's see. I could be wrong. It is. So chances are we're going up against the Tosa. I'm using...
Spears ready, sir.
Battle group ready!
3 Yarikachi,
Dismiss, my lord.
1 matchlock Kachi, 1...
The levy is ready, sir.
So if he has a modern army, then this hill is going to be a good point to... a good place to camp out. Do I have to go to him though? That's the thing.
Guns prepared, sir. Alert and guard. At the service, my lord. Matchlocks prime,
Oh yeah,
sir.
he's French. I just realized he probably doesn't know.
Prepare to attack, sir.
He has 3 units of saber cav, 2 Hatamoto, 1 heavy infantry, and a bunch of spears.
Levies are waiting orders. Let them take. Sweep them from the field.
First things first, what is his strengths? The saber cav, they'll decimate the levy infantry, matchlock Kachi. They'll probably be able to get the general. However, I could probably take them out right now. This general is the unit that I want to kill, because these spear levy won't stand without him. I just want to make sure that there's no... Yeah, there is one.
Sweep them from the field. Spears ready, sir.
I'm attacking, so I have to rout his army in an hour. I can do that. I can use my Yari key to tie down the saber cav, flank with the Hetamato, use the Kachi, not all of them because he might advance, and then that's a nightmare.
Yari at the ready.
Wide Hayasane.
Spears at the ready. Charge.
So Yari key there, Hetamato here. These saber cav can be, the saber cav, all of them would be able to defeat the Yari key. But if I tie them all down, use Yari Kachi, and then go for the general using a Yari Kachi and the other generals that I have, then I can probably win this.
Levies are waiting orders. At the double. Sweep matchlock catch. Let them Yari at the ready. Orders under following orders.
I'm gonna try to make him come to me.
Yari at the ready.
At the double. Let them taste steel. At the double. Let them taste our
I'm gonna force him to engage over here. Because if I can do that, then I don't have to worry about these guys routing. Because the spear levy can be countered by Yari Kachi. I'm slightly moving this unit back because he probably will think it's over here. just in case. If he doesn't engage these units right here, all I have to do is just push up,
That's a double!
corner these units, and beat them. I'm not gonna push up any more than I have to.
That's a double!
If he doesn't want to engage, that's fine.
The levies are ready, sir.
That's a unit of Machakachi, that's Levy Infantry. So I have less men than he does.
Levies are awaiting orders. At the double! Sweep them from the... Let them take guns prepared, sir. Here's some spears at the ready. 殿、参上いたしました。
了解です。
上様、命令を。Yari Kachi! The levy's ready, sir! At the double!
Now I can start my attack. It doesn't look like he's gonna try to...
General and two! At the double! Levies at your command! Moving forward, my lord!
I don't want to go right into range,
General's gone!
because then I just have to deal with 2 units at once.
Levies are waiting orders!
My orders, Lord!
Yari at the ready! Spears ready, sir!
So, we begin.
Spears ready, sir! Yari at the ready!
The damned enemy has damned ambushed you, sir! Your general is under attack!
I can chase down these units after, making sure that they don't come back. And there. I'm surprised it was considered a costly victory. I thought that was pretty good. But it is what it is. I'll take the win. How long have I been streaming for? About 2 hours probably. So I haven't leveled up yet. That's fine. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm gonna save it anyway, but I was hoping that you could have like at least prolonged the fight. My general got the most kills. The other one got a fair amount of kills. This unit of Yorikachi didn't really do much because it was blocking the general. Blocking the saber cav and the general. Even though, like, we lost, no, we won, but it felt like we lost because we got a costly victory. Even though I only lost 143 units. and killed 444. But like I said, I'm gonna take that. I'm fine with that. I'm gonna end the stream here because I don't think there's anything else I can do. I'm hoping that by tomorrow I'll have more replays. I'm gonna go back to playing RuneScape. And so with that, guys, I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please come back tomorrow, where I will hopefully be able to stream another episode of Shogun 2. Also keep in mind that next week I'm going to be going over Shogun 2's database and things that some people might not know about Shogun 2 and maybe the Total War mechanics in general. So until then guys, I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.